Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Alright guys, grab your popcorn because the NFL world is buzzing like never before. And if the rumors coming out of Las Vegas are true, the Raiders just pulled off one of the most shocking, game-changing moves of the season. Word on the street is that the Silver and Black have closed a deal with Hendrickson. And let me tell you, this one's got every fan base talking. Imagine pairing Max Crosby's relentless motor with Hendrickson's explosiveness on the opposite edge. Yeah, we're talking about a nightmare for every quarterback in the AFC West. It's no secret that the Raiders have been looking for that second pass-rushing monster to take some pressure off Crosby, and now it looks like they might have found their guy. The whispers started last night, around midnight Vegas time, when insiders began dropping cryptic tweets about a big defensive signing. Then, this morning, local reporters doubled down, claiming the deal is done. If this actually goes through, the Raiders' defensive front could suddenly be one of the most feared in football, and the entire dynamic of that team could change overnight. You can feel it. Something's brewing in Sin City, and it's got that championship kind of energy. Now, let's break down what this means on the field, because Hendrickson isn't just any player. This guy's a flat-out menace. Over the past few seasons, he's been among the top sack producers in the league, and his consistency has been nothing short of elite. The dude just doesn't take plays off. He's the type of player who thrives in chaos, who feeds off momentum, and that fits perfectly with the personality of the Raiders' defense. Think about it. Crosby on one side, Hendrickson on the other, and both of them coming full speed at Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and whoever's brave enough to line up against them. You can already imagine the fear in offensive coordinators' meetings across the division. The idea of trying to double-team Crosby just became a luxury they can't afford. It's a kind of move that shifts balance, changes tone, and maybe, just maybe, signals that the Raiders are ready to stop being a punchline and start being a real threat again. Of course, as with every big-time move, there's always more going on behind the scenes than what we see on the surface. Sources close to the situation suggest that this wasn't an overnight deal. It's something that's been quietly building for weeks. Apparently, Hendrickson had been frustrated with his situation in Cincinnati. He wanted security, wanted a new challenge, and the Raiders offered both, a fresh environment and a fat paycheck. Vegas was reportedly aggressive, not waiting around like they've done in the past. They wanted this deal, and they wanted it now. The front office saw what Crosby has been doing practically alone and realized it was time to give him real help. And for Hendrickson, what better landing spot than a city that breathes energy and chaos? You can see why both sides wanted this to happen. If everything falls into place, this might not just be a move. It could be the move that finally flips the Raiders' script in 2025. Fans, naturally, are losing their minds over this. The Raiders community is lighting up social media with excitement, memes, and endless speculation. Twitter threads are full of Super Bowl-bound predictions and highlight clips of Hendrickson destroying offensive lines. Raiders Nation hasn't had this much hype around a defensive signing in years, maybe even decades. People remember what it felt like when Khalil Mack was terrorizing offenses, and this move is giving them flashbacks of those glory days. But there's also a sense of maturity this time, a realization that this team, under this new leadership, might actually be building something sustainable. There's no reckless splash, no chasing headlines. It's a calculated strike. You can sense it in the tone of the fans' comments. Cautious optimism mixed with raw adrenaline. Everyone knows Hendrickson isn't coming to chill. He's coming to work, to compete, to make a statement. And that energy is exactly what the Raiders have been missing for far too long. Inside the locker room, the reaction has reportedly been electric. Max Crosby himself, according to insiders, was one of the first to reach out and welcome Hendrickson to the family. There's mutual respect between these two dogs. They've both built their careers on effort, not entitlement. They're grinders, and when you put two relentless forces like that on the same line, it doesn't just improve your pass rush. It changes your whole defensive identity. Coaches are said to be thrilled about the versatility this pairing brings. Imagine stunts, blitz packages, pure chaos. Defensive coordinator Patrick Graham can finally unleash the kind of aggression he's always wanted. No more playing conservative just to protect the edges. With Hendrickson in town, this defense can finally play downhill, attacking from every angle, forcing turnovers, dictating tempo. This isn't just about sacks. It's about sending a message that the Raiders are done being bullied. But hold up, because while this all sounds incredible, there's still the question everyone's asking. Is it really official? So far, the Raiders haven't dropped an official statement, and Hendrickson's camp is keeping quiet. That's only making the rumor mill spin faster. Reporters are scrambling for confirmation. Insiders are teasing soon, and fans are refreshing their feeds every 5 seconds. It feels like one of those classic NFL moments where everyone knows it's done, but no one wants to say it until the ink is dry. Still, all signs point in one direction. The deal is real, and the Raiders just became a different kind of monster. Whether you love them or hate them, you can't deny it. If Hendrickson puts on that silver and black, the AFC West just got a whole lot more dangerous. And now, as we step into the second part of this wild story, let's talk about what happens next, because if this deal really goes through, the ripple effects are going to be massive. First, let's look at the AFC West landscape. You've got the Chiefs, still the Kings until someone knocks them off. You've got the Chargers, full of talent, but eternally inconsistent. And you've got the Broncos, trying to find an identity in the middle of another rebuild. Now at a Raiders defense led by Crosby and Hendrickson. Suddenly, that division doesn't look so predictable anymore. This isn't just about adding a piece, it's about changing the math. Every offensive line coach in the AFC West just lost sleep. Every quarterback just started checking his blind side twice. When you create that kind of fear before a single snap, you've already won half the battle. The Raiders, for the first time in years, have the chance to control games with defense, and that's a terrifying thought for their rivals. Beyond the XS and OS, there's something deeper brewing here: culture. For years, the Raiders have been chasing that identity, trying to balance swagger with substance. This move signals that they might finally be figuring it out. Trey Hendrickson isn't a diva. He's not about flash or headlines. He's a blue-collar assassin who shows up, does his job, and makes your quarterback regret showing up. That's the kind of attitude that can reshape a locker room. When younger players see two stars grinding like Crosby and Hendrickson, it sets a tone. Suddenly, effort isn't optional, it's expected. And that's where real change begins. The Raiders don't just need talent. They need accountability, consistency, and leadership. If these two can bring that energy every day, it could spark something bigger than just sacks and stats. It could revive the spirit of a franchise that's been trying to rediscover its soul. Let's not forget the financial side, because that's another layer to this rumor that's got people talking. The Raiders have been carefully managing their cap space, avoiding the kind of reckless spending that's burned them in the past. So if they're committing serious money to Hendrickson, it means they believe he's a cornerstone piece. Reports suggest it's a multi-year deal, front-loaded to give flexibility down the line, which shows smart planning. That's new territory for this organization. Fans have begged for years for the front office to stop chasing short-term fixes and build with purpose. And this move feels like exactly that. It's strategic, it's bold, and it's calculated. If Hendrickson performs the way everyone expects, this could go down as one of the best free agent signings in modern Raiders history. But of course, that if always hangs heavy. He'll need to deliver, because Vegas doesn't forgive mediocrity. Meanwhile, the media frenzy isn't slowing down. Every major network is running with the story. Every analyst has an opinion, and the takes are getting hotter by the minute. Some are calling it a genius move that finally gives the Raiders defensive legitimacy. Others are warning that Hendrickson might struggle outside Cincinnati's system. But here's the thing: great players make systems better. Hendrickson isn't a product of scheme. He's a product of relentless effort. That's what translates anywhere. Watching the talking heads debate, this is just adding fuel to the hype train, and Vegas thrives on hype. The energy, the lights, the noise, it all feels perfectly aligned with what this signing represents. Whether it's real or just smoke for now, The story itself has reignited something in the fan base that's been missing for far too long: belief. And let's be real, if this deal actually gets announced, it's going to send shockwave through the entire league. The Raiders will no longer be the team people overlook. They'll be the team everyone circles on their schedule. You can almost hear the new narrative forming. The Raiders are back. That phrase has been thrown around plenty of times before, but this time it feels different. It feels earned. They're not trying to outscore teams. They're trying to outfight them, outwork them, outlast them. And Trey Hendrickson, with his grit and his motor, fits that mindset perfectly. The city of Las Vegas loves a show, and Hendrickson brings the kind of raw, emotional energy that fans connect with. Pair that with Crosby's fire, and you've got a duo that doesn't just play defense, they put on a performance. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Finally, let's just imagine that first game at Allegiant Stadium after the announcement. The lights go out, the crowd roars, and the announcer calls out, starting at defensive end, number 91, Trey Hendrickson. The place would explode. You'd see Crosby hyped, the fans losing their voices, and the opposing quarterback already sweating before the snap. That's the kind of energy Vegas was built for. It's chaos, it's passion, it's showtime. Whether this rumor becomes official today, tomorrow, or next week, one thing's clear. The Raiders have everyone's attention again. And if Hendrickson really is heading to the desert, we might be witnessing the birth of a new defensive era in the NFL, one forged in silver, black, and pure fire. Finally, as the countdown to the regular season begins, the narrative surrounding Stefon Diggs' arrival in Las Vegas has evolved into something resembling mythology. Fans imagine game-winning catches, record-breaking performances, and a season defined by explosive offense. Rumors about rivalries reigniting, divisional standings shifting, and potential playoff scenarios dominate conversations, painting a picture of a franchise transformed by a single superstar acquisition. Analysts and insiders continue to project the impact of Diggs' presence, exploring every conceivable angle, from coaching adjustments to locker room chemistry. Every practice report, media interview, and preseason performance is scrutinized for clues about how the synergy between Diggs and the Raiders' offense would develop. The excitement is not just about statistics or wins. It's about the sense of possibility. The belief that a franchise historically defined by highs and lows is now poised for something extraordinary. Rumors, speculation, and analysis have coalesced into a narrative of transformation, ambition, and anticipation. As the season approaches, fans can hardly contain their enthusiasm, imagining the highlights, the touchdowns, and the unforgettable moments that Stefon Diggs might deliver. In essence, the Raiders' acquisition of Diggs is more than a transaction. It's a catalyst for a new era, a story that will unfold with every snap, every catch, and every touchdown, leaving fans on the edge of their seats throughout what promises to be an electrifying campaign. Media coverage and fan speculation have reached almost feverish levels, as every tweet, post, and highlight reel becomes fodder for analysis and debate. Rumors abound regarding Diggs' first practices with the team, potential chemistry with the quarterback, and even his social interactions with teammates. Analysts are projecting stats, envisioning touchdown scenarios, and creating what-if narratives that keep the conversation alive 24/7. The fan base is inundated with highlight comparisons, viral clips from previous seasons, and endless debates about the potential for historic performances. The rumor mill has expanded beyond the field to encompass everything from fashion statements at games to the emotional impact on fan morale, highlighting just how much a single player can energize an entire franchise. Social media platforms serve as amplifiers, spreading speculation, creating meme culture, and ensuring that the conversation remains dynamic and ever-changing. Every rumor, no matter how minor, is dissected for potential insights, feeding the sense of anticipation that surrounds the team. The media frenzy is more than just hype. It reflects a profound engagement with the possibilities Diggs introduces, keeping both casual and die-hard fans glued to every development as the team prepares for what could be a historic season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.